So FC 25 is just around the corner, boys. So what better time than now for your boy Fuddy to make his EAFC 25 Ultimate Starter Squad. Let's jump into this. Now, obviously this year, boys, we've got player roles to contend with, right? EA's new take on the, playstyle kind of system in the game. So I'm gonna have to make sure I feed that in within today's squad builder. I think I'm actually gonna put my goalkeeper in last, boys, because I feel like, I don't know, man. I mean, we all know goalies in FIFA, don't we? They let us down at the best of times. So I feel like my goalie might just be a chem choice in a starter team. So yeah, I think we'll start off with building the defense, man. Now, formation wise, I'm gonna stick it pretty basic, boys. 4-3-3. Now, this probably will be, maybe a 4-3-2-1 in game, or whatever way we make it. But once we actually get on the console game in a few weeks. But I think for now, I'll just stick with the 4-3-3. Keep it basic. I also do have another team I'll show you boys later in the video that I made with a 2-striker formation. So we'll get your boys' opinions on that a little bit later on in the video. Now, the thing with me, boys, for starter squads, right? I always seem to say every year I'm not gonna do Premier League, and then I end up doing Premier League. But I think this year might be nice to actually make a bit of a hybrid, especially with, like, I'm thinking Dutch in my head. I've got the Dutch in my head because I think maybe with all the Dutch talent in the Premier League these days, I can maybe make it into a hybrid team. So we'll see how we go here, man. Obviously, Easy SBC is the database that we're using, but I think to start things off, I am going to look at, let me just look down the right backs, man. So many good choices, to be fair. So many choices, man. I think I'll go with the low to kick things off. So it's a solid right back card for the start of the game. Obviously, you've got these different roles. So false back, full back, attacking wing back. Okay. And then it says show more, but there is no. Oh, there is one more. Wing back. Okay. Yeah, I think a pretty solid starter card, boys. He's 4-star, 4-star as well. Can actually play right back and left back, as he does for Man United in real life. So yeah, I think pretty nice looking card here starting off with. Get a chemistry style on him. Shadow there, for example. Boost the pace well into the 90s. Obviously upgrades the defending a lot. I think that's a decent starter card, man. We'll go Diogo at right back. 2 centre backs. Now this guy here, I think it's going to be a steal, man. And it's not Van den Ven. I know what you boys are thinking. Jack, you're putting Van den Ven in. I'm actually not, because I see a lot of people putting Van den Ven in starter teams, boys. And I'm like, yeah, he's 82 rated. Okay, the rating is starter rating. It's 82. But he's going to be like 100k, boys, in the first week. So, I mean, who's going to just have 100k to splash? You may have 100k. Who's going to have 100k just to go and splash out on a centre-back first week? Unless you pack something insane. So, I'm going worst-case scenario here that my pack looks really bad. So, I'm going to go with Maxence Lacroix. Have this guy in already. I've got a video dropping later this week, actually, boys, best starter cards to use. And this guy is in it, man. Because this guy, 88 pace for a centre-back. And he's probably not going to be any more than like 10 to 15,000 coins. I think that's going to be pretty solid. Defending and physical is alright for the start of the game. Yeah, I think this guy's going to be decent, man. I mean, the only thing I will say, the stamina 67, but you'll find that with a lot of centre backs. Like if we compare him to, say, let me just add a few more in here, man. Like to Van den Ven, right? People's like meta starter card. Van den Ven stamina is only 74. So yeah, I mean, I always find early in the game stamina, not just for centre backs, but with a lot of cards, is a big issue. So and the thing is, you gotta look at it from this point of view as well, boys, where your opponent's teams are gonna be quite similar. So, in terms of their strikers aren't gonna have insane stamina, So, yeah, I think, to be honest, I'm not gonna go Van den Ven, just put him in there for an example, but Lacroix, he's in the squad. Now, we're gonna move into the Dutch league here, boys, alright? Now, this guy, another one, Sejusta, 93 pace. He's a bit of a FIFA legend, this guy. A lot of you boys know him, especially if you've ever made, like, I remember his TOTS card. Did he have a TOTS card last year? I don't actually know if we did or not, but you boys can let me know in the comments, man. But I feel like he might have, I'm not sure. But anyway, he's always been one of those like rapid centre-backs. 93 pace on this guy, yet again, very low rated at 77. Decent defending, physical's a little bit on the low side, stamina 68 again, nothing too much you can do about it. A lot of centre-backs are going to be like that. So yeah, I think this guy, boys, as I say, I'm going to move into the Dutch league with this kind of squad. So I think this guy's just beside Lacroix. Yeah, we're not going to get done with pace, that's for sure. So left back, boys, we're going to go with Ian Maatsen, man. Aston Villa's new signing, and it really does help that this guy is Dutch, because he gets that Sejusta chemistry started, and yeah, helps a lot with the chemistry down the line in this team, man, from what we're going to do going forward. So Ian Maatsen, he's in the team. Despite me being a United fan, this guy being a Liverpool player that absolutely cooked us, one of the best players in the pitch against United last weekend, I can't argue, man. His card looks pretty good for the start of the game. So, yeah, Ryan Gravenberch, I'm going to put him in. Yet again, a Dutch centre midfielder, Premier League as well. So he's going to link this team together very nicely. And, yeah, I think a pretty good starter card, boys. As I say, you've got the different roles he's got there. And obviously the playstyle, or the chemistry styles you can put on him. But I think this guy, for starter card again, 4-star, 4-star again. which really helps because I think, you know, the weak foot isn't just about, you know, on strikers and forwards when you're trying to, you know, create angles for shots and stuff. You know, in the midfield, and yet again, we don't know what way the gameplay is going to fail, you know, in 25 yet, so obviously all this is dependent, but, you know, on what cards are going to be effective and not effective, but, you know, midfielders with weak foot, I really do value that, because I think high weak foot, like a 4-star here for Gravenberch, like, you want to have those, like, passing angles or more availability for passes, and the fact he's got 4-star weak foot's going to create those angles. Nothing worse than having a midfielder, boys, who's, like, got, like, 2-star weak foot or 3-star weak foot, and they just can't pass on the weaker foot, and then you're giving away the ball sloppily in bad areas, and costing your team goals. So I think this guy, 4-star, Gravenberch, he's in your boys' team. Alright, boys, so I've just made the defense, and I've now decided to switch to 4-1-2-1-2, man. Alright, so I've had a little bit of a epiphany midway through the video, man, thinking, you know what? I was used to this formation last year, but we don't know whether it's going to translate into 25 gameplay yet, but it's what I was used to last year on 24, and yeah, as I say, for the purpose of today's video, we're going to run with it, boys. So 4-1-2-1-2, CDM. This guy's been one of my favourite star cards in the last couple of years. Emre Can. Now look at that all-roundedness of that card, boys. Yeah, I'm for him, man. Emre Can, pretty good all-rounder. Get a bit of a, you know, pace boost to get that acceleration up in the game, because you don't want him being slow in the midfield for you. But the sprint speed, 86. So you get that acceleration up with a shadow or something. Engine, cam style. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what he can do for me, man. He's going to be the holder in this team. Right mid, another very popular starter card. I think a lot of people used this guy last year. Daniel Malen, alright. So, yeah, another fellow Dortmund player there to Chan. And, yeah, Daniel Malen. He'd probably be maybe 15, 20k first day. And he's FIFA proven, isn't he? We all know this guy's decent, especially in the early weeks of the game. So, your boy Fuddy's picking up Malen. He's in the squad. Now, left mid, we're going to probably go for a very cheap player. Probably one of the most cheapest in the squad. Now, I'm obviously going to keep this squad cheap because I'm being realistic, boys. I'm considering that I'm going to be, like, bankrupt after week 1 of this game. So, I'm thinking, what team can I assemble that's going to be quite good on the pitch, but not cost me a lot of coins? So, Somerville. Yeah, I think, you know, there's so many wingers in the Premier League that some of these low-rated ones get, you know, slept upon. He works in this team because, obviously, pace. Doesn't have a lot else going on with his card, I will be honest. You know, the pace, it really is a pace merchant, and dribbling's decent, I guess. But he obviously is Dutch as well, which is going to help with this link in the team, just adjust and get him on more cam, or get him on the first bit of cam. And yeah, it's going to work as we progress into the forward line here, boys. You'll see why this is important, man. But yeah, Somerville. Yeah, we're going with him. Now, Cam might be a bit of a surprise one for you boys, but I'm going to go with this guy, man, Reinders. I was going through the database last night, kind of building this team up, and I thought, who am I going to go with? So, this guy here looks quite a nice card. He is Dutch again, which is part of the team we're building. And, yeah, I like the look of this guy, man. 4-star, 4-star. His stats look solid. 80 pace, boosted up with a cam style. Good all-rounder, and, yeah, you know, he can play in that cam role for me, man. So, as I say, whether I run this type of formation or whether I run like a 4-2-3-1, we'll see what, you know, when the game drops and what I feel is more effective in the early weeks of the game. But the minute Reinders, I think, yeah, he fits the vibe of this team. He's in. CDM's going to be a real point of interest because you look at the likes of Emre Can here. I wonder, does he have actually? Can I actually check what roles you can put on a CDM? You've got holding, centre half, or deep lying playmaker. Yeah, so I think some of these, I mean, it will be trial and error when you're working with your midfielders, especially. Because I think the roles, it's going to be key in every position, but I think especially with the midfielders, boys, like your holding midfielders, your all-rounded like central midfielders, I think the roles is going to play a defining point, man. It's going to be like the make or break for some cards. So yeah, you got to make sure you're using the roles correctly on each player, I guess. But yeah, that'll be interesting once the game comes out. I can't wait to try out, you know, all those and see what type of ones are most effective for certain cards. But without further ado, 2 strikers. We're going to go with Christopher Nkunku, alright, because he gets LaCroix on full cam. Now, he's probably going to be one of the more expensive cards in this team, I will be honest. Now, we know Nkunku from previous years, he's always a good card in FIFA. Obviously got a bit of a lower rating this year, dropped from 86 to 84. But yeah, I think for a star card, he's going to be quite nice. Might cost about 30-40k start of the game, maybe more. Maybe I'm underestimating it, I don't know, but yeah, he's going to be, as I say, I think a nice starter card for the game, and he's FIFA proven again. You know, I've used him in the past, I've liked this card. And what we're going to do, boys, before I do the other striker, I'm going to put a goalie in, and obviously Chan's the big problem at the minute on 1 cam, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a Premier League keeper that I did use last year in my star team. Done an alright job for me in the first few weeks. Bernd Lennon, when he's going to put Chan up to chemistry, man, which is important. He obviously takes 3 chem himself. Other striker I'm going to go with, boys, is going to be another, I think, would you call him a popular starter striker? A lot of people do use him most years, man. Yeah, Goncalo Guedes, alright? Now, I don't think he was in my star team last year, but I did use him, I think, a couple of years ago, maybe FIFA 22, maybe. This guy always does a job for me, man. He always is a pretty solid card. Premier League as well, obviously at Wolves. Yeah, I think him and Nkunku will cook for your boy Footy in that first weekend league, man. That does round up my team that I plan to start building once AFC 25 comes out, boys, and the web app is out on the 18th, so that's what we're working towards right now. Now, one thing I will say, obviously evolutions, this ultimate evolution from EasySBC, and obviously I will leave the link to EasySBC in the description, boys, because obviously that's how I'm able to make all these starter squads and these videos for you boys as well. But yeah, obviously you've got all these evolutions, man, that, you know, and this might become a thing for me once the game starts. Like, you know, evolutions this year, in EA's own words from the trailer, they said, you know, it's going to be less restrictive for a lot of players to, you know, take, you have more selection on what evos you want to do. I mean, you're going to have, it's going to be less restrictive than last year, you know, on certain cards, so, for evolutions. So, I think, yeah, this might come into factor for me. So maybe that Timo Werner, for example, or, you know, Joshua Zirkzee, obviously as a United fan, I wouldn't mind trying his card out. So yeah, boys, I think this could be a bit of a game changer as well, man. I think there's other cards in here. I think I've seen a Rashford at one point as well. If I just keep scrolling here, I think I did see a Rashford, right? Maybe page 1 was it maybe on? There's a João Felix down there as well. So, yeah, there's the Rashford. Yeah, 81-83. So, yeah, this could be a little bit of a game changer first week, man. But we'll just have to see how things go. Now, just before I end the video, boys, this is another starter squad that I did build, man. So, I've got Alexander Isak up front. Now, I think he's going to be about 50, 60k first day, man. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends. I mean, Nkunku could be around the same, I'll have to see. But, yeah, I've got Somerville in this one as well. We've got Adama, because, you know, do I need to explain the Adama selection? Probably not. Reinder's in there again, Gravenberch in there again. The difference with this one is I've went with Robinson, Van den Ven and Porro as 3 of the defenders, and Justice still keeps his place. Went with Andre Onana in goal. Let's hope he's better in this game, boys, than he is in real life. That's all I'm going to say. But, yeah, I've got Cobby in there as well in the midfield. So, this is a flat, like, 4-3-3. But, yeah, I mean, it's another interesting team, but I do definitely prefer this one. But give me your boys' thoughts in the comments, man. These are the two that I'm kind of considering. This one here, where it's basically all Prem, apart from a few players, and then we've got this. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is my favourite one out of the two, but it's also, I think, more affordable. You know, there's no Van den Ven in this one. I think Porro will probably be a little bit expensive at the start as well. The low will be cheaper. I want to know your boys' thoughts. I will be doing a video, by the way, reacting to your boys' teams. So if you do want to drop your team on our Discord server, I'll put the link to our Discord in the description. But yeah, just want to say a big thanks for watching, boys. Really appreciate you, man. Make sure you hit that like for me. It really helps the video out. And of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. Get yourself on board Footy King channel for all the FC 25 content to come, man. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of these starter kind of guides and starter squads and players and stuff throughout this week and into next week before obviously FC 25 drops. Have a great day, boys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. Get involved with the channel, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.